down a little bit. We've had so many shows, and we've only sold 9 cars, and so a lot of times whenever you have this downtime and everybody is sitting around talking to one another, and you know it's easy to kind of get in a negative mindset. Dang, man, this customer couldn't buy because of their credit. This customer, they had so much negative equity they couldn't do this. Oh man, they're really hammering on us on getting these 2 leads coming in. It's easy to think about those negative things, and then start to develop a negative mindset. Whenever you develop that negative mindset, it's just only going to trickle down, and it's going to trickle into your deals. And that's why attitude, that's the very first step to the road to the sale, because that is the most important thing in the road to the sale. The attitude is what's going to get you through the entire road to the sale. If at any time, you start to show negativity or have any type of negative emotions, that's going to pour over into your customer. And that's not going to give them the best experience. One of my favorite quotes is, you can't live a positive life with a negative mind. All right. So, you want to keep that attitude, keep that energy, keep the positive vibes flowing. That's it for attitude. But that's really what I got. But you really show it in your face. From that very first step, that customer's coming in. Hey, despite what you have going on in your life, every single one of us has challenges that we're facing. Day in and day out. I actually had some terrible things happen last year. I talked to a couple people about it, but my customers, the people that I deal with, they're not here to be my counselor. They're not here.
How y'all doing? I'm just giving a little update here. We are in the lot. We have CNR asphalt out here, getting some stuff taken care of on the lot. So we get those fixed just to make sure all the vehicles are not going through any damage or getting damaged on the lot. Just convenient, easy for everybody. We're getting, patching some holes, that kind of stuff. Getting that all going. So we appreciate their hard work. Again, out here in the heat, getting that patched up for us. We really do appreciate it. So it's a great day here at Elite Auto Sales, 800%. We had our morning training, and we went over the road to the sale. Dan Willard started us off with attitude. Attitude is the basis for everything. So you can't have a bad attitude or a negative attitude and start your day off, because nothing good is going to come from it. What you think, you become. So we always want to have everybody in a positive attitude, high spirits, good spirits, because that energy is going to transfer to your customers. It's going to transfer to your team. Everybody's going to be able to feel that. So attitude. That's what we started with off today, and none better than Dan Willard, as you'll see in that video, man. He is absolutely phenomenal at that. He's great, high energy, takes great care of his customers. He's actually got a customer here right now, or I'd have him out here talking about it. But yeah, so that's what we're working on now. I got some more updates coming for you. We got people coming in and out of the lot. We got our team there going to get some stuff to help better take care of the pictures and park these vehicles. But come out and see us. Today's a great day, and we're getting some stuff going. We look forward to seeing you. Let's grow.
What up? Update day. It's hard to keep track of the days. I can't even believe we're already halfway through August. Day 10? No, can't be day 10. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Day 9 for them, day 8 for you. That's right, day 8 behind the scenes. Making a dealership. I'm coming to you from Miami, Florida. Look at this. I am on my patio at my hotel, and look at there. Would you just look at it? Make sure I don't fall off. I know that's silly because I can't fall off, but this is my view right here. Miami skyline, 16th floor, beautiful hotel, and I'm in a corner room, so I get 2 views. I get that view there, and I get that view. Wow, look at that cloud. Wow, that's a storm happening right over there. You can also see, I don't know if you can see it. No, you can't really see it in this video. It's way off over there. There's like a big old massive guitar. It's like, it's hard to explain. I ain't even gonna try. But if you look this way, when you look deep, you can see the ocean right over there. And then you got these beautiful palm trees. But yeah, so I was in Chicago yesterday. I'm in Miami today. Very excited. We are going to be investing some time with Mr. Grant Cardone tomorrow. If you don't know who Grant Cardone is a guy who has basically carved out this path of business success that I've always admired. I've watched him go from selling VHS tapes out of the back of his car, not really having an idea of what the heck he was going to do. He was just on mission to becoming a billionaire, which is a very incredible feat. But even more importantly, he's made a massive impact with his life. And he has an incredible wife and beautiful children. And he's just a guy that I'm really proud of, and I'm lucky that over the years, him and I have been able to develop a relationship. He's been there for me in many ways. She's supported me in a lot of ways. And so we have a meeting tomorrow, and we are going to chat about the AI tools, that we have built for 800% Elite Automotive on the consulting side, and potentially Nick Gillis just got here, and potentially, yeah, tell him what room I'm in, and potentially, so the AI tools we've built for 800% Elite Automotive Consulting, and then potentially an AI tool that we can potentially build for him and his organization to help him move his mission forward. So excited to have that meeting with Grant tomorrow. And if you're, watching this series or following along, I would highly suggest you could go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, share, all those things so that you get notified, because tomorrow I'm going to take you with me behind the scenes as we meet with Mr. Cardone himself. So you'll get to see what it's like to be at Grant Cardone's headquarters, what it's like to be in a meeting with a guy like Grant Cardone, who's super intense and just a wicked smart dude. And so I want to take you behind the scenes on that so you can capture that whole thing. So make sure you tune in for that video tomorrow. If you don't know who I am, my name is Glenn Lundy, husband to one, father to 8. I am the owner of 800% Elite Automotive Club, a training and consulting company that works with GMs and owners of car dealerships all across North America. I am also the owner of 800% Elite Auto Sales, which is a new car dealership that just opened 8, 9, 10 days ago. That just opened, and we've been documenting every day behind the scenes of how we're putting this dealership together, the wins, the losses, the failures, the ups, the downs, the success, and the emotional experience that you go through as an entrepreneur. We've made a significant investment in opening this dealership. We've invested close to $1 million. We have $5 million in inventory. We have 40 new family members, team members that are really excited and are putting their lives on the line and putting their visions and their hopes and their dreams on the line, that we feel a great responsibility to take care of. I'm also the author of 2 books, the Legacy Titles, and a book called The Morning 5 Simple Steps to an Extraordinary Life. I am the greatest speaker in America. Not by me saying that, but it's a title that I won in a competition with 28,000 other entrants. And I am also the founder of Breakfast with Champions and the host of #Rise and Grind, which was a daily morning show where we were bringing motivation, education, and inspiration to the world. Me and my friend Heather Parody for a lot of those episodes, by the way. So my wife is calling. I'm going to have to go ahead and probably answer that call, because I do have I'll explain here in a bit. I'm going to answer that call. All right, that was the missus. We had to get all caught up. So I showed you the one view. I didn't show you this view. So I'm in this corner. This is a good view too. Right out here. Nice little pond over there. Gorgeous, right? And it's so quiet, man. So quiet, crazy. So yeah, in my room here, I've got this deck here with a great view. And then you can come over, and there's another deck over here, which is the one I was talking to you from. It's a little hot and sticky out here. But, so, where was I? Oh, I'm gonna take you in behind the scenes. I think the lighting's a little weird there. I'm gonna take you in behind the scenes with old GC. So we'll do that tomorrow, which is gonna be great. As far as updates at the dealership, they had a record day today. They sold 3 cars today, which is amazing. We've been having a lot of conversations about how volume solves everything. And part of the, excuse me, part of the first couple weeks is, was getting it, or first week was getting everything kind of turned on. But there were customers coming into the building. Like Saturday, there was 11 of them. But we weren't getting, like, they just weren't, we weren't quite getting the deals done yet. And so we've been talking, that is hard rock. So we've been talking about, volume solves everything. We have to get a customer base spinning. And so for all of you that are entrepreneurs or in the business world or thinking about expanding in your careers, I want you to understand how important it is. Like, you have to start building your tribe of happy customers. And sometimes the mindset is we have to start making money. The money will come. You build enough happy customers, the money will come. I promise. Like, it's an exchange. Money is just an energy. It's an energetic exchange. So if we can exchange a lot of goodwill, get a lot of good people talking good about us, doing a lot of good things, and really start to get people to buy into the brand where they're talking about it, sharing it with their friends, so on and so forth. I mean, if you look at, like, Amazon's probably a terrible example now, but they were selling books with tiny little margins, but as they got massive amounts of volume, those tiny little margins, were able to sustain them because they had enough volume. And then B, tiny margins started to become bigger margins, because as the brand awareness increases, as the brand value increases, you can start creating things like Amazon Prime, where people are paying $9 a month or $12 a month or whatever it is on the subscription. And then you can start doing deals with the shipping companies to where you pay less for shipping than other people pay for shipping. And there's all these things that come from volume that ultimately initially make it seem and feel like volume costs money, but in the reality it doesn't. The reality is, when you get massive enough, the margins will expand, and when the margins expand, you'll offset any small margins that you had in the beginning. Does that make sense? So gotta start putting people on base, gotta start getting customers in the customer base, and I think they're starting to get it. It's interesting because this is my team from before, and they know volume solves everything. I've talked about this for over a decade, and they used to be trained this way. Every deal was a deal, every deal was a deal, every deal was a deal, every deal was a deal. Let's figure it out. There's always a way. Every single customer that comes in, we have to find a way to put that deal together one way or another. Like, they used to get this. But what I forgot is that we haven't been together like this for over 5 years. And many of these guys and girls have worked at other dealerships. They've worked in other environments. They've, somewhat been reprogrammed a little bit. And I know that's a terrible word. People probably be like, reprogram, what are you, some sort of cult leader or something? But in a way, they have been reprogrammed to look at individual transactions in the stores that they were in, because they didn't have massive volume, and it's a completely different strategy. We have gone all in on the concept that we will be a volume dealership, plain and simple. We will sell 324 cars every 6 weeks, like, period. We are all in on that. A lot of other stores will never sell that in their entire time in being in business. Stores that have been around for decades and decades and decades and decades and decades, the average in the United States of America is 75 cars per month. So we will be doing 3 times that. And so volume solves everything has been something we've been having to reintroduce to the team and help them understand the power in it. And it's taken a couple days. Let's face the reality. Like, we're 10 days into this dig, right? 9 days, 8 days, 10 days, whatever it is. Oh, look, I was just saying something about cult leader. Look, on Netflix, it says something about being a cult leader. So, as far as updates goes, like, super excited that they put together 3 deals today, which is amazing. Also super excited that they're starting to recalibrate and go back and remember volume solves everything and how important it is. Also update, one of our salespeople, Dan Willard, did something really special today, and this lighting is awful. Out there it's a little sweaty. Here, this lighting is terrible. I should never be on video with this type of lighting ever, ever, ever again. It's crazy. There was a salesperson today, Dan Willard, the singing salesman, and he did a deal with a customer that actually my wife referred. And this customer said she was buying a new truck because she was going to pick up some donations for the church or for a charity, I'm not sure. And so Dan not only sold her truck, but Dan also went to Cynthiana, which is a city probably 45 minutes from the dealership. He went to Cynthiana and helped her load these goods and so on and so forth, right? And so my wife was telling me about that earlier, and I'm just like, let's go. Let's go. Like, that's what we're talking about, right? That's what we're talking about. Delivering superior experience, delivering an experience different than what you typically would see in auto. Look at this guy.
What's going on?
Yeah, Nick, what's up, bro? Nick Gillis has just arrived for our meeting with old GC tomorrow. Nick, come on in. Come on over this way real quick.
I thought
Have
my
a
room
seat.
was nice.
Have a seat real quick. You're in the hot seat. All right, you guys, if you haven't met, have they met you before on our YouTube?
I don't think so.
All right, guys, this is Nick Gillis.
In the hot seat.
Nick is the man behind Elena, our AI tool. Him and James Brady put it together. Nick and I
Your
have...
fingers in the way.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. Nick and I...
Don't want to hide the space. Right?
Nick and I have been together for a while now. I actually met Nick right around the same time I met my wife, Miss Leslie. I met Nick first, and then Nick liked to hang out at this place called Cocktails, and my wife happened to be the bartender, so that all worked out great. So Nick and I go way back, and we've done a lot of projects together. We've worked on a lot of different things, from Kentucky Blue Poker Crew to working together at Dan Cummins to now. Nick has been with 100% Club on the consulting side for over a year. Almost two, right? Going on 2 years. And he is here with me to meet with Grant tomorrow. And I think it's a great opportunity for you to meet him. So, Nick.
What's up?
What up, man?
Sorry I'm late. I had to iron my shirt.
Oh, yeah. Understood, man. Understood. So, we're meeting with old GC tomorrow. How you feeling about
That's right. Excited and honestly a little nervous.
that? What are you nervous about?
Well, I know he's human.
Right?
But,
He poops.
yeah.
Right?
I think this is the first time that I'm really getting to take something that I've built to market.
Yeah.
And that's exciting. Who I'm taking it to market to makes me a little nervous because, hey, I mean, I'm not going to lie, he's a big deal. If you don't know Grant Cardone, you're not in the auto industry, or at least you weren't back in 2011.
Right.
I mean, I even know him as Grant Cardone. I don't know him as Grant or Cardone or Mr.
Right.
Cardone. So what do I call him?
Grant Cardone?
Grant Cardone. Okay,
That's right.
fair enough.
Yeah. GC is what I call him.
GC.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not there yet.
Yeah. Some people call him Uncle G.
Uncle G?
Yeah.
Well, I'm definitely not there yet either.
So, yeah, excited to bring something that you created to market. I love that. You've been with 800% Club for going on 2 years now. Talk to us a little bit about that experience. You've had ideas before, you've had projects before, you've invented things before.
Built a lot of things.
Yeah. Why is this like the first time you're able to have a chance to take something to market? And what would you say 800%? How has that played into that?
Well, I think 800% actually looks to solve real problems. And going back to even me being a kid, I wanted to build something hands-on. I don't know that I ever went to market to figure out what was needed,
Right.
or what was wanted, or what people actually use it for.
Yeah.
So I was always tempted to just start building.
Right.
Build it and they will come, right?
Yeah.
That mentality changed years ago, but
Build it and let it collect dust.
yeah, that's exactly what happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
And even starting at 800%, I was looking for things, looking for problems to solve, trying to build different things. And when OpenAI started, I mean, obviously, I think everybody heard about that going back to, was that 2020? No, 2022. November 22?
Yeah, it was 22.
Right? November 22.
And just to clarify, we feel like everybody heard about it, but we were actually just talking to Dan Willard 2 days ago, and he's never used ChatGPT.
Oh my gosh.
And he's a 34-year-old singing salesman.
I thought everybody on the planet has
That's
touched
what it
it
feels
by
like.
now. And when,
But that's not the case.
and I know, I think there were OpenAI had the most signups, speed-wise.
Correct.
Their trajectory
Of
was
any
bigger
company.
of any company ever.
Yeah.
So it certainly seemed as though, to me and I guess to you, that this was just
Yeah.
obvious. Everybody had to figure out how to use this thing.
I'm always fascinated by that, by the way, which is why I brought it up. I'm always fascinated by we think because we are absorbed in something that everybody's absorbed in that thing. That's the way really media works right now, right? You like something about ChatGPT, so you get more and more and more and more and more and more.
My Twitter feed is filled with
AI
the developers and AI stuff who've been doing this. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
so in your world, everybody knows about it, but there's 8 billion people out there. And how many people signed up for ChatGPT? It was like 100 million or something,
yeah, I think that's right.
which
yeah.
is nothing.
A fraction.
compared to 8 billion, but it feels like everybody. So
Yeah.
I'm with you. I'm just sharing.
Yeah, so this started, and I think, Glenn and I both noticed that it had opened up, and I had used it a couple of times, very infrequently before I started at 800%. But Glenn brought it up, and I was like, oh yeah, I've heard of that, and I'd touched it a few times. And then Glenn was pressing. It's like, well, what can we do with it? And I think he wanted the whole team. We had a meeting later after we got to the new office in March.
Yeah.
About spending 18 minutes a day, find a tool, use it, learn something about it. Doesn't matter what it is, learn something about it. But before then, we knew that there was. Well, I walking in, I knew how much content Glenn had. Of course, going back to Grant,
Yeah.
I remember you talking about how much content Grant had,
Right.
and how much time it would take if you watched every day. I can't remember what the number was, but this was 2014. I think you made that comment.
Right.
I'm hazy to guess on the year, but how much content he had. So immediately when I came to work with you, that was my first thought: is this is a ton of content. Maybe there's a play here, and we'll create more content using the content. I think was kind of the
Right.
initial thought.
Right.
But then we realized it still had some ways to go. We tested it, we ran at it, we burnt tokens,
Yeah.
we hit token limits,
Yeah.
we found other limitations, access points that weren't available yet. And then March, you started talking about it, and of course we had to do a lot of automation and stuff with the new business processes that you were putting in play.
Right.
But after we really got into it, I think it dawned on us that we could get. I mean, I don't know how in depth you want me to go here. I mean, we basically took your content and created a brain behind this OpenAI.
Cloned it. We cloned.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. That's right, Glenn. You looked at me one day. I was starting to do something. I was like, I think I see a way to do this. And you go, keep going. I want to clone or something like that. I'm like, okay, keep going.
Which is funny, man. But that's a lot. That's kind of the process with a lot of businesses too, right? Like what ChatGPT went through. You know, there was some barrier, but they released it, right? They released it even though it wasn't done yet.
Nope.
And I think it's important for all of you that are watching this, that are waiting to perfect tools or waiting to perfect ideas before you release them. Like, sometimes you just got to get it out there, and then you can use the energy from, you know, ChatGPT, NVIDIA, right? They use the money and all the energy generated around the tool to propel it forward, which is similar to what we're doing. You know, Elena is new and still has limitations and so on and so forth, but ultimately will expand. And I think this is a great opportunity for us to share with somebody I care about, because I care about Grant, and I think if we can help him expand his vision, right, I think that it benefits the world, and especially since these tools can be in any language.
Yeah.
And there's things that he's teaching overseas and stuff. There's communities that don't have access to information like as openly as we do here in the United States of America. So I'm excited for him to be able to expand his vision. But I think it's important that everybody, like, don't just glaze over that. Like, stuff's not, it wasn't perfect and it had limitations, but we kept expanding on what it possibly could do, and as it was expanding, you know, now here we are.
I think going back to the things that I have worked on in the past and what this is, the major difference is this is a new technology. I mean, there's the combustion engine, the internet. I'm sure there's a few other that could be named, but I mean, this. I think anybody who is paying attention right now can see that this is a new technology, and being able to get in and access it. And I've made a couple of posts on my personal Facebook page to people who, like, calling them out. If you're not using it, you should be careful. I mean, there are some, I guess it could go into some scary directions, so we don't need to go down that path. We're really not in control of it, but
right.
it could control data maybe you don't want it to.
Yeah.
But in taking maybe proprietary things and putting it out there, my basic suggestion was to stay on the paid plan, and I think that's important because my understanding is in the documentation that they are protecting the proprietary data, which I don't know if that's necessarily the case. I can't prove one way or the other on the GPT side, but the people who aren't, I guess my point is that it was obvious that this was a new technology. We have to be touching it. We have to figure out a way to use it. It's going to be used by other companies, regardless of whether we do something or not.
Yeah.
And the other systems that I was operating on were just stacks of other technology that had already been built, kind of glued together, that was just figuring out a neat tool to create, where this is an opportunity to layer on as they're building. We can build as they build and develop and really take advantage of the newest features as they come out. So I guess in a way we're certainly not on, I wouldn't say the bleeding edge, but not too far behind it.
Right, which I think is awesome.
Yeah.
We're going to go eat dinner, but before we do, I don't know if you knew that. Did you already eat?
No.
Yeah, we're going to go eat dinner in this, what'd you call it, posh?
Posh. This is posh, bro.
This is posh, bro, is what he texted me. This is posh, bro. We're going to go eat dinner. Look at this view.
I know.
Is the view amazing?
I don't even know
sunset.
If it's...
Oh, wow.
There was like a hidden half moon in those clouds over there. Is that a cloud?
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Dude, look at that Hard Rock building.
Can you get it?
I don't think you can get it on there, but you see it?
Oh,
see the Hard Rock over there?
That's wild.
And that's like probably 20 miles away. I mean, that's massive.
It is lit up.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a way to zoom in on it. I don't know. That's beautiful right there.
Incredible. But before we go, this is behind the scenes making of the dealership, the new 800% Club dealership. So I would love just what are your thoughts on this new car dealership, and what have you seen over the last couple months?
A couple of months.
Yeah.
I know that there was a seed, And then there was a dealership purchase.
All right.
And then 6 weeks later, one opened.
Crazy, right?
It's nuts. It's nuts. I remember walking into that building, and it was rough.
It was rough.
I'm looking up at the ceiling. I'm looking down at the floor. I'm even walking by Glenn, like making a point to look up at stuff, like so he can see me looking at it.
Yeah.
Like,
it
is
was
this
bad.
real?
It was bad.
But watching the people show up at your door, the phone calls that were coming in, the team that these people wanted to be a part of, I think really was painted most effectively on the draft night, which is so cool.
Yeah.
And one of our high schools does a signing for graduation, and I
Right.
sent that message to you. I think that there's some way to get that together because they're signing these seniors into colleges,
Yeah.
and it's to see these guys and gals walk up and to get their box on this draft day.
Yeah.
They were excited. They're a part of you can tell that
And
the
they brought
team,
their kids.
Oh
they
my
brought their
gosh.
spouses. Like,
I don't know how many
you don't
people
do
were there.
that unless you're
proud of it.
proud of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
There was definitely a lot of pride in the team there, not just that night, but from the day that Glenn opened his mouth on social media about buying a dealership. And I've watched the guy build before. I've seen him do it. So I have no real concerns that this is going to fail. I mean, I know that a lot of people in the automotive industry, if not everybody, is looking at him because of the consulting side. But man, what he's put together in 6 weeks, it's been what, 7? Are we going on 8 weeks now? Or on the 8th week, possibly?
It's
Of-
from
like-
June 4th was the idea. So we are at 2 months and a week. We're
From the
at
idea.
9 weeks
Yeah.
from like, I just have an idea
Yeah.
on a Sunday driving home from church.
Wow. Yeah, I mean,
Nuts.
it's nuts. I'm blown away.
Yeah.
I really am blown
They
away.
broke a record today. They sold 3 cars today. All-time record.
You got to start somewhere.
I sent them a message, dude. 3 cars a day is what the average franchise dealership sells in the United States of America. Dealerships that have been around for 50 years.
That's the average, 3 cars a day.
75
Come
cars a month.
on. Well, I might be a little spoiled, or
Yeah. 75 cars a month is the national average for a franchise dealership.
you got to be kidding. I
That's
didn't
3
know that.
cars a day. That's a national average.
Oh, that's almost sickening.
So and
Wow.
then think about like decent stores, like a decent store sells 120 cars a month. Divide that by 26, it's 5 cars a day. 5 cars a day is like you're above. You're exceeding expectations at 5 cars a day in this industry.
Yeah, the
we're
place
10
we
days
were, that was
Blizzard
trouble.
right there. Yeah, if you sold 5, like
Oh yeah,
yeah. So they broke a record today. I'm super excited.
That's cool.
Wow.
That is cool.
I'm glad you're here. So Nick and I, we're going to go have dinner. We're going to talk through what this meeting is going to look like tomorrow. I highly suggest you tune into tomorrow's episode because we are going to be filming in the boardroom with Grant Cardone himself.
No pressure. I didn't realize that. I mean, I just thought meeting the guy. Anyway, go ahead.
Dude, you can't meet GC
And not film.
and not film.
You know, I should have known better.
That would be the dumbest, like that would be stupid. Are you kidding me? He loves media. He loves social. He loves content. We love content. We can leverage his brand. It's a win-win for everyone.
All right, I'll check back in when I don't feel silly.
So make sure you tune in because we're going to make sure that you are there with us. Like, subscribe, all those things. And thanks for going on this journey with us. Peace.